Net Nostalgia Forum, Television, Local. Sky Shell 033. Subject, Candle Cove Local Kids TV Show. Does anyone remember this kids show? It was called Candle Cove, and I must have been 6 or 7. I've never found reference to it anywhere, so I think it was on a local station around 1971 or 1972. I lived in Ireton at the time. I don't remember which station, but I do remember it was on at a weird time, like 4 p.m. Mike _ Painter 65. It seems really familiar to me. I grew up outside Ashland and I was 9 years old in 72. Candle Cove, was it about pirates? I remember a pirate marionette at the mouth of a cave talking to a little girl. Sky Shell 033. Yes, okay, I'm not crazy. I remember Pirate Percy. I was always kinda scared of him. He looked like he was built from other parts of other dolls. Real low budget. His head was an old porcelain baby doll. Looked like an antique that didn't belong on the body. I don't remember what station this was. I don't think it was WTSF though. Jaren _ 2005. Sorry to restruct this old thread, but I know exactly what show you mean. Sky Shell. I think Candle Cove ran from only a couple of months in 1971, not 1972. I was 12 and I watched it a few times with my brother. It was channel 58, whatever station that was. My mom would let me switch to it after the news. Let me see what I remember. It took place in Candle Cove, and it was about a little girl who imagined herself to be friends with pirates. The pirate ship was called Laughingstock, and Pirate Percy wasn't even a very good pirate because he got scared too easily. And there was Calliope music constantly playing. Don't remember the girl's name, Janice or Jade or something. Think it was Janice. Sky Shell 033. Thank you, Jaren. Memories flooded back when you mentioned the Laughingstock in channel 58. I remember the bow of the ship was a wooden smiley face with the lower jaw submerged. It looked like it was swallowing the sea, and it had that awful Ed Wine voice and laugh. I especially remember how jarring it was when they switched from the wooden/plastic model to the foam puppet version of the head that talked. Mike _ Painter 65. Haha, I remember now too. Do you remember this part, Sky Shell? You have to go inside. Sky Shell 033. Ugh, Mike, I got chills reading that. Yes, I remember. That's what the ship always told Percy when there was a spooky place he had to go in, like a cave or a dark room where the treasure was. And the camera would push in on Laughingstock's face with each pause. You have to go inside. With this 2 eyes, askew, and that flopping foam jaw, and that fishing line that opened and closed it. Ugh, it just looks so cheap and awful. You guys remember the villain? He had a face that was just a handlebar mustache above really tall, narrow teeth. Kevin _ Hart. I honestly thought the villain was Pirate Percy. I was about 5 when this show was on. Nightmare fuel. Jaren _ 2005. That wasn't the villain. The puppet with the mustache. That was the villain's sidekick, Horace Horrible. He had a monocle too, but it was on top of the mustache. I used to think that meant he had only one eye. But yeah, the villain was another marionette, the Skin Taker. I can't believe what they let us watch back then. Kevin _ Hart. Jesus H. Christ, the Skin Taker. What kind of kids show were we watching? I seriously could not look at the screen when the Skin Taker showed up. He just descended out of nowhere on his strings. Just a dirty skeleton wearing that brown top hat and cape. And his glass eyes that were too big for his skull. Christ almighty. Sky Shell 033. Wasn't his top hat and cloak all sewn up crazily? Was that supposed to be children's skin? Mike underscore painter 65. Yeah, I think so. Remember his mouth didn't open and close, his jaw just slid back and forth? I remember the little girl said, "Why does your mouth move like that?" And the skin taker didn't look at the girl, but the camera and said, "To grind your skin." Skyshow033. I'm so relieved that other people remember this terrible show. I used to have this awful memory, a bad dream I had where the opening jingle ends and the show faded in from black, and all the characters were there, but the camera was just cut to each of their faces, and they were just screaming, and the puppets and marionettes were flailing spastically, and just all screaming. The girl was just moaning and crying like she had been through hours of this. I woke up many times from that nightmare. I used to wet the bed when I had it. Kevin underscore Hart. I don't think that was a dream. I remember that. I remember that was an episode. Skyshow033. No, not possible. There was no plot or anything. I mean, literally just standing in place, crying and screaming for the whole show. Kevin underscore Hart. Maybe I'm manufacturing that memory because you said that, but I swear to God I remember seeing what you described. They just screamed. Oh God, yes. The little girl Janice. I remember seeing her shake, and the skin taker screaming through his ganished teeth, his jaw careening so widely I thought it would come off his wire hinges. I turned it off, and it was the last time I watched. I ran to tell my brother, and we didn't have the courage to turn it back on. Mike underscore painter 65. I visited my mom today at the nursing home. I asked her about when I was little in the early 70s, when I was 8 or 9, and if she remembered a kid's show, Candle Cove. She said she was surprised I could remember that, and I asked why. And she said, "Because I used to think it was so strange that you said, 'I'm going to watch Candle Cove now, Mom,' and then you would just turn the TV on to static and just watch for dead air for 30 minutes. You had a big imagination with your little pirate show." Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video and thanks for watching. If you did, please subscribe. Also, the links to the Facebook page, the Twitter, and the Instagram will be in the description below, as well as the source for today's story and the music used in the video. Also, if there's another creepypasta you'd want me to narrate, drop it in the comments. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Until next time in the Deadly Zone, stay deadly and stay spooky.